This is News Hour on Ifako Radio. Good morning, I'm Olanireti Ololade. The major headlines: Pengasan, Nupeng rejects government's plan to sell assets. Strike, SSANU, NASU extend ultimatum. 411% revenue rise won't stop FG borrowing, FIRS. First Lady raises 20.4 billion naira for National Library project. Sports. Tokyo 25. Amushan hails Tinubu on renewed sports reward system. Portuguese club signed 5 players from Lagos-based Tonic FC. Entertainment. Tiwa Savage denies dating Wizkid, clarifies past relationship rumors. Olamide calls Wizkid, Davido, Burna Boy, troublesome friends. News in detail. Pengasan, Nupeng, rejects government's plan to sell assets. Two of Nigeria's influential oil sector unions have strongly opposed the federal government's reported plans to divest significant stakes in joint ventures assets managed by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria and the Nigeria Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers on Tuesday warned that such moves could destabilize the economy, weaken the oil industry, and jeopardize the welfare of workers. At a joint press briefing in Abuja, Pengasan President Festus Usifo and his Nupeng counterpart Williams Aporia rejected the proposal to cut government stakes in JV assets by as much as 30 to 35%. Currently, the federal government holds about 55 and to 60% of such assets through NNPCL. According to the unions, the planned sale would generate quick cash but at the expense of Nigeria's long-term economic security. They cautioned that reducing government holdings in critical oil assets would bankrupt NNPC, impair its ability to meet obligations such as salaries and welfare packages, and shrink its contribution to the national budget. The government wants to reduce its stake in these assets. In some cases, they are talking of selling up to 35%, but we say no. You cannot mortgage the future of Nigerians for temporary gains, Osifo declared. The controversy followed President Bola Tinubu's directive last month for a reassessment of the NNPC's 30% management fee and 30% frontier exploration deduction under the Petroleum Industry Act. Strike. SSANU NASU extend ultimatum. The Joint Action Committee of the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities and Non-Academic Staff Union of Universities and allied institutions has extended the strike ultimatum issued to the government by 2 weeks. Recall that both unions earlier gave the federal government a 7-day ultimatum over unresolved welfare issues, warning of a looming nationwide strike. In a joint letter signed by SSANU President Mohammed Ibrahim, the unions decried the unjust disbursement of the earned allowances to staff of universities, non-payment of outstanding allowances, among others. Ibrahim recalled that the Joint Action Committee of NASU and SSANU had, in a letter dated June 18, 2025, drawn the attention of the government to unresolved labor matters. The letter, he noted, led to a meeting with the minister on July 4, 2025. In a fresh letter addressed to chapters of the unions nationwide on Tuesday, the leadership of the union noted that the decision to extend the ultimatum followed a meeting with the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Education, Abel Enito, on Friday, September 19, 2025. $411% revenue rise won't stop FG borrowing, FIRS. The executive chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Zach Adedeji, on Tuesday said the federal government will continue to borrow despite the significant revenue inflows in recent months. He argued that borrowing is not a sign of weakness but part of the country's broader economic strategy. Adedeji also revealed that federal revenue collection surged to 3.64 trillion naira in September 2025, a 411% jump from 711 billion naira in May 2023. Borrowing is not a problem. Is borrowing not part of the budget we submitted to the National Assembly? Was it not approved? Are we borrowing aside what was approved? Adedeji told State House correspondents during the latest session of the Meet the Press series organized by the Presidential Communications Team at the Aso Villa, Abuja. His comments came barely 2 months after President Bola Tinubu in July requested a $21.5 billion external loan, including a $2 billion foreign currency bond, and a 757.98 billion naira bond to settle pension liabilities under the contributory pension scheme. First Lady raises 20.4 billion naira for National Library projects. First Lady Olorade Tinubu has raised not less than 20.4 billion naira for the ongoing National Library project. Her target is to rake in 100 billion naira from donors by December. Senator Tinubu, who announced the development yesterday at Aso Villa, initiated the idea to mark her 65th birthday. She turned 65 on Sunday. Some days to her birthday, she urged Nigerians desirous of sending her gifts, cakes, newspaper advertorials, and others to convert them to donations into an account she opened to raise funds for the completion of the abandoned National Library project. She reaffirmed yesterday that the account, whose signatories are Minister of Education and the National Librarian, will be closed by the end of December and the cash raised transferred for the project. The National Library project was initiated in 1981 by Second Republic President Shehu Shagari. It has since been stalled. The First Lady said, My role is only to help drive support for the cause. This is a national project, and I believe Nigerians can come together to make it happen," she explained. Two Nigerians arrested in India for drug trafficking. At least two Nigerians, Chima Ibe and Chimezie Lazarus, are facing trial in India after being arrested in separate operations for alleged drug trafficking. The 40-year-old Ibe was arrested by the Tulinge police in Nalasopara East during a major anti-narcotics operation on Monday. According to the Free Press Journal, Ibe, who was a resident of Pragatinagar, Nalasopara, was found in possession of over 1 kilogram of methylenediosine methamphetamine valued at more than 2.08 crore, about 343 million naira. The police said the contraband, concealed in transparent plastic bags, was seized from his apartment along with 34,500 rupees, about 569,000 naira in cash. The seized substance was confirmed as meth, which is sold for around 20,000 rupees per gram in the black market, officers said. A police team led by API Sunil Power and PSI Dilip Guje carried out the operation around 12:30 a.m. following a tip-off. Ibe was subsequently booked under Section 8, Subsection C and Section 21, Subsection C of Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act 1985, arrested and remanded in custody. In a separate case, the Delhi Crime Branch busted narcotic rackets, arresting 3 people, including another Nigerian, 35-year-old Lazarus, who was living in Delhi. According to NDTV on September 12, police recovered 194 grams of cocaine, worth 2.25 rupees from the suspect. Lagos cop, woman killed as container crushes tricycle. An accident involving a 40-feet container truck and a tricycle has claimed the lives of a yet-to-be-identified policeman and a female passenger in the Ijora 7-Up area of Lagos State. It was learned from a statement by the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority that the incident happened on Tuesday morning. According to the statement signed by its spokesperson Taofik Adebayo, preliminary findings indicate that the articulated vehicle, which attempted to maneuver beneath the Ijora bridge, lost control in the process. It was, however, said to have consequently lost balance and fallen on a fully loaded commercial tricycle on its path, killing 2 of its occupants instantly. The Lagos State Traffic Management Authority hereby confirms the occurrence of a most lamentable accident earlier today along Ijora Causeway, inward Ijora 7-Up, involving an Apple fully laden 40-foot container truck XP368 AKD, which overturned upon a commercial tricycle KJA364QN, conveying unsuspecting passengers. Preliminary findings indicate that the articulated vehicle, while attempting a precarious maneuver beneath the Ijora bridge, lost control and consequently capsized, fatally crushing a tricycle in its path. Regrettably, 2 passengers, among them a serving police officer, were killed instantly, the statement partly read. Adebayo further stated that the remains of the deceased police officer were conveyed to a morgue by security operatives, while those of the second victim were retrieved at the scene of the incident by her relatives. Sports. Tokyo 25. Amushan hails Tinubu on renewed sports reward system. Though yet to be hosted by the federal government for a silver medal finish at the recently concluded World Athletics Championship in Tokyo, sprint hurdler Toby Amushan has praised President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for recognizing the efforts of Nigerian athletes through its government reward system. Amushon, who is the world record holder in the women's 100-meter hurdles, underlined the importance of such recognition, noting the personal sacrifices athletes make to compete at the highest level. All thanks to him, President Tinubu. I mean, he's recognizing, with the athletes and so much that we put in behind the scenes. Look, I have a whole lot of team here, and you don't want to know how much I actually paid to bring them down here, Amushon said in an interview. Despite the financial demands that come with allied training and competition, the 27-year-old said the government's renewed gesture in recent times has offered encouragement for Nigerian athletes. With all that being said, we give thanks to the ones who actually acknowledge the fact that we athletes are actually putting in the work and we get rewarded, she further said. Portuguese club signed 5 players from Lagos-based Tonic FC. Lagos-based non-league side Tonic Football Club has unveiled 5 of its players that were recently signed by the FC Esmores of Portugal. Tonic FC was founded 6 months ago with FC Esmores of Portugal as the parent club. The club participated in the recently concluded NLO Championship and narrowly missed out on promotion. According to the General Overseer of Tonic FC, Prince Dakbo Ajibade, the team is essentially aimed at discovering and developing young and fresher talents from the grassroots level. Tonic FC is a veritable football factory based in the lovely Ikorodu community of Lagos State. This is just the tip of the iceberg because we have many other young and talented footballers who would soon join the professional ranks in a not too distant future, the football administrator said. EFL Cup. Arokodare grabs first Wolves goal in victory over Everton. Super Eagles striker Tolu Arokodare grabbed his first goal for Wolves as the English Premier League side beat Everton 2-0 to romp into the 4th round of the EFL Club. Marshal Munetsi put Wolves in the lead in the 29th minute while Arokodare made victory certain with the second game of the night in the 87th minute. Victory brings some relief for Wolves, who beat West Ham in the last round after the worst league start in their history, and they have left them bottom of the Premier League. They have lost their opening 5 top-flight games, including a 3-2 home defeat to the toughest last month, but remain confident manager Vitor Pereire's experience will prove crucial in arresting their slide. Entertainment. Tiwa Savage denies dating Wizkid, clarifies past relationship rumors. Afrobeat star Tiwa Savage has dismissed claims of dating Wizkid, addressing the speculations about a possible romance between the two. In a recent interview, Savage clarified that her earlier remark about dating a celebrity in the music industry was not referring to Wizkid. She explained that the unnamed individual preferred to keep their relationship low-key while openly flirting with other women. Shout out to Wizkid, I love and respect him. The celebrity partner I said I dated wasn't Wizkid, she said. Fans had speculated about the romance between the duo due to their on-screen chemistry in music videos like Fever and their past collaborations. However, both artists have repeatedly maintained that they are only close friends and collaborators. Savage further noted that the relationship she referenced in a previous interview was complicated, as secrecy and public flirtations made it difficult to sustain. Olamide calls Wizkid, Davido, Burna Boy troublesome friends. Nigerian rap icon Olamide aka Bado, born Olamide Adedeji, has described fellow Afrobeat heavyweights Wizkid, Davido, and Burna Boy as troublesome friends, emphasizing that their bonds remain strong despite occasional disagreements. Appearing on the Afrobeats podcast with Adeshokpe Olajide, which aired on Monday on YouTube, the Afrobeats legend gave fans rare insights into his relationship with the Big Four, noting that while they may not always align, genuine friendship continues to hold them together. Speaking in Yoruba, Wizkid, Davido, and Burna Boy are all my friends. They are just too troublesome. They are cool dudes. It's just that sometimes many can't align on so many things, and that's fine, he said. Olamide also spoke about his recent collaboration with Wizkid on Kia, revealing that their joint efforts grew unexpectedly while they were filming the video. Recap of the major headlines. Pengasam, Nupeng, rejects government's plan to sell assets. Strike. SSANU, NASU extend ultimatum. 411% revenue rise won't stop FG borrowing, FIRS. First Lady raises 20.4 billion naira for National Library projects. Sports. Tokyo 25. Amoshon hails Tinubu on renewed sports reward system. Portuguese club signed 5 players from Lagos-based Tonic FC. Entertainment. Tiwa Savage denies dating Wizkid, clarifies past relationship rumors. Olamide calls Wizkid, Davido, Burna Boy, troublesome friends. Follow us on all our social media handles: Facebook at Ifako Radio, YouTube at Ifako Radio, X at Ifako Radio, WhatsApp at Ifako Radio, Instagram at Ifako_Radio. For news reporting, call or WhatsApp 091 22 22 7433. Special thanks to the news producer Olanireti. Thanks for watching. I'm Olanireti Ololade. Have a wonderful Wednesday. God bless Ifako.
Looking for reliable brand for import and export, logistics and cargo services, ticket booking, or general merchandising? At Divine and Grace Enterprises, they specialize in seamless global trade, efficient cargo handling, top-notch travel support, and trusted merchant services. Whether it's getting your goods across borders, booking a flight, or managing cargo with precision, they deliver with speed, reliability, and care. You can visit them at Nako Export Warehouse, International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos State. You can contact them on 0803-406-1483, 0817-287-4375, or email it divineandgraceenterprises@gmail.com. Divine and Grace Enterprise, your reliable brand for logistics and merchandise.